Welcome to V News by the VNA. Up next are today's headlines.
Vietnam's top leaders receive visiting Austrian President Hans Fischer. Defense Minister Phùng Quang Thanh attends the ASEAN Defense Ministers meeting in Cambodia. Nearly 3 million foreigners came to Vietnam in the first 5 months of this year, up 18% year-on-year.
Leaders of Vietnam's party, National Assembly, and government received visiting Austrian President Heinz Fischer in Hanoi on May 29th, after a grand welcome and talks between the guest and President Trương Tấn Sang.
Party General Secretary Nguyễn Phú Trọng spoke highly of Hans Fischer's official visit, saying that it is an important political event in the tradition of friendship and fruitful cooperation between the two countries. He introduced his guest to Vietnam's foreign policy of independence, self-reliance, peace, friendship, cooperation, development, and proactive international integration, adopted at the 11th National Party Congress. Trọng said he wishes the visit every success, creating a new momentum to expand the friendship and cooperation between the two states and people. The Austrian president said he is impressed by the great achievements the Vietnamese people have recorded in the modernization process under the leadership of the Communist Party of Vietnam. He affirmed that Austria highly values the role and position played by Vietnam in the region and the world, and wishes to consolidate and further develop the friendship and cooperation between the two countries. In his reception for the Austrian president, Prime Minister Nguyễn Tấn Dũng said he highly values the results of the talks between President Hans Fischer and President Sang, especially the signing of 6 cooperative documents between the two countries. He suggested Austria assist Vietnam in human resource training, science and technology, infrastructure investment, and energy. The Vietnamese government leader expressed his wish that Austria will continue to providing official development assistance capital for Vietnam, focusing on health, environment, and response to climate change. He affirmed that the Vietnamese government supports and creates conditions for Austrian businesses to invest in Vietnam. The Austrian president expressed his wish to promote cooperation with Vietnam, especially in trade, investment, and human resource training. He suggested that the two sides increase the exchange of delegations to boost cooperation in specific projects. He also affirmed support for Vietnam to enhance cooperation with the European Union. On his part, National Assembly Chairman Nguyễn Sinh Hùng affirmed that the Vietnamese legislature will do its utmost to consolidate and foster cooperation between the two countries, especially in politics, diplomacy, economics, trade, science and technology, and education and training. He expressed his wish that the two sides will step up parliamentary cooperation through the exchange of visits by parliamentarians and the sharing of experience. The Austrian president shared his view with Chairman Hùng that Vietnam and Austria need to further tighten parliamentary cooperation in the coming time, thus strengthening understanding between the two peoples.
Prime Minister Nguyễn Tấn Dũng received the Chief of the Joint Staff of Defense Forces of Japan, General Shigeru Iwasaki, in Hanoi on May 29th.
Prime Minister Dũng highly valued the results of talks between Iwasaki and the Chief of the General Staff of Vietnam People's Army. He said the implementation of the agreement reached at the talks will contribute to multifaceted cooperation between the two countries. The Prime Minister affirmed the Vietnamese government's constant support for defense cooperation between Vietnam and Japan, especially the implementation of bilateral agreements. For his part, General Shigeru Iwasaki expressed his wish that Vietnam will create favorable conditions for defense cooperation between the two countries, especially in the fields of humanitarian assistance, military medicine, the fight against terrorism, search and rescue, and information technology. He confirmed that Japan supports the resolution of disputes on the East Sea through peaceful negotiations and based on international law.
The central province of Quảng Trị held a conference on May 29th to sum up the implementation of sister relations between it and the two Lao provinces of Savannakhet and Salavan.
Quảng Trị province shares 206 kilometers of border line with Savannakhet and Salavan. The border line runs through Quảng Trị, Hướng Hóa and Đắk Nông districts and Savannakhet, Sepong, Mường Nâm districts and Samut district of Salavan. In April 2005, Hướng Hóa district's Ca Tăng village and Den Savan village of Sepong district became the first sister villages of the three provinces. To date, there are 23 pairs of sister villages. After more than 5 years of implementation, the policy has brought practical effects, contributing to political stability in border areas, strengthening the two countries' relations. The policy has also helped boost socio-economic development and improve living conditions for local people. The Border Guard High Command said it is considering expanding the model of sister villages to all areas along the borderline between Vietnam and other countries.
The 6th ASEAN Defense Ministers meeting took place in Cambodia on May 29th. The ministers reached a consensus on organizing the ASEAN Defense Ministers Meeting Plus, ADMM Plus, once every 2 years.
The meeting also adopted a joint declaration on enhancing ASEAN unity for a harmonious and secure community. The declaration affirms the wish to further strengthen the role of the ASEAN Defense Ministers Meeting and the ASEAN Defense Ministers Meeting Plus in boosting practical cooperation between ASEAN and dialogue partners regarding the issues of strategy, defense, and security. The declaration also reaffirms the commitment of regional countries to fully and effectively implement the Declaration on the Conduct of Parties in the East Sea towards the adoption of a code of conduct. It emphasizes the importance of maritime freedom in the East Sea in line with the principles of international law. Defense Minister General Phùng Quang Thanh led the Vietnamese delegation to the event. He said the Southeast Asian region maintains an environment of peace, stability, cooperation, and development. However, the region also faces many risks and challenges, both traditional and non-traditional, he said.
Vietnam National Administration of Tourism has reported that nearly 3 million foreigner arrivals came to Vietnam in the first 5 months of this year, representing a year-on-year increase of 18%.
Of the total, there were about 1.75 million tourist arrivals, and the remaining came for business or to visit relatives. Russian visitors always consider Vietnam their favorite destination and are especially keen on the central beaches in Da Nang, Hội An, Nha Trang, and Bình Thuận. Many Russian travel companies organized tours to visit and study potential and tourist products of the central region, especially Da Nang City. Between May and October this year, Da Nang expects to receive 54 direct flights from Russian cities, bringing more than 12,000 tourists to central Vietnam.
Artist Nguyễn Thành Tâm from Gò Vấp district in Ho Chi Minh City has put together a collection of models of the official Euro 2012 mascots, Slavek and Slavko, made from eggshells.
The heads and bodies of the Euro 2012 mascots have been made from the shell of quail's eggs. The hair has been fashioned from clay, and the hands and feet are made from wire. He then painted them all using nail varnish. There's also a globe of the world, made from the shells of ostrich eggs. On top of the globe sits an octopus, with its head made from quail's eggs, and its tentacles formed using clay wrapped around a wire frame. By creating the 500 different size mascots from birds' eggs, Thông has set a new Vietnamese record for the most objects made from egg shells, which was entered in Vietnam's records book earlier this year.
We have covered all the stories for today. Thanks for watching and goodbye.